It worked in mice. Worked in mice.
Welcome back to It Worked in Mice, the podcast where we look at the latest health headlines and wonder when, if ever, we'll see them in our real lives. I'm Piper, and I'm ready to be amazed.
And I'm Alex. I'm ready to be underwhelmed. Let's see what groundbreaking discovery is scheduled to cure absolutely nothing in the general population this week.
Oh, don't be so glum. You might actually be interested in our first story. It's about those GLP-1 drugs everyone is talking about, the ones for diabetes and weight loss.
Ah, yes, the miracle injections. Let me guess, they now also make you fluent in Spanish and file your taxes for you?
Not quite, but a new study in The Lancet found that when you combine them with healthy lifestyle habits, the benefits are pretty incredible, especially for your heart.
Hold on. You're telling me that a medication works better when you also live a healthy lifestyle? Are you sure this is new research? It sounds suspiciously like what my doctor has been saying since forever.
It's the degree of benefit that's so striking. Researchers looked at data from over 98,000 people with type 2 diabetes. They identified 8 healthy habits: a good diet, being physically active, not smoking, restful sleep, no heavy drinking, good stress management, social connection, and no opioid use disorder.
8 things? I'm exhausted just hearing the list. I think I manage maybe 3 of those on a good day. And social connection? Does arguing with people online count?
I'm gonna say no, but listen to this. The study found that people who used a GLP-1 drug and adhered to 6 to 8 of these habits had a 43% lower risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes compared to people who didn't use the drug and only followed 3 or fewer habits.
Okay, a 43% drop is not nothing. But isn't this just common sense layered on top of a very expensive new drug? Of course you're healthier if you don't smoke and go for a run.
It's the beautiful part. It shows the drug isn't a magic bullet that lets you ignore everything else. It's a tool that works best as part of a bigger picture. The lifestyle habits alone made a huge difference. People who followed all 8 habits had a 60% lower risk of a major cardiac event compared to those who followed 1 or none. The drug on its own was associated with a 16% lower risk.
So the takeaway is that living healthy is about 4 times more effective than the hot new drug of the decade? Why is the drug getting all the headlines then?
I think it's because when you combine them, you get an even better result. It's not one or the other, it's about synergy. And for people with type 2 diabetes who are at a much higher risk for heart disease, this is a really powerful message. It means there are multiple ways to tackle the risk.
I'll admit that's a decent point, but I'm always wary of these observational studies. And the article says the participants were mostly white male veterans. I'm not sure you can just apply those findings to everyone on the planet.
That's a fair criticism, and the researchers note it as a limitation. But they did say the results were consistent across different sexes and racial groups within the study. For me, the optimistic take is that it reinforces how much power we still have. Even in an era of incredible pharmaceuticals, our daily choices are the main event.
Our daily choices to try and juggle 8 different things perfectly while also working and trying to have a life. Okay, what's next? I'm ready for another dose of reality.
All right, let's shift gears to something that affects millions of women. A huge new global study in The Lancet Oncology looked at breast cancer, and one of their key findings is about risk factors.
Let me guess. Stressing about all the things that might give you cancer is on the list.
No, but you're circling the drain. The report highlighted that nearly a third of the global breast cancer burden, 28% to be exact, was linked to 6 modifiable risk factors.
Modifiable? I like the sound of that. It means things we can actually do something about, not just wait for a new drug to be invented.
Exactly, and the list might sound familiar. Number 1 was high consumption of red meat. Then there's tobacco use, high blood sugar, a high BMI, high alcohol use, and low physical activity.
Oh, right. So the exact same list of things that are bad for everything else. Your heart, your brain, your mood. It's almost like the human body is one connected system. Who knew?
Sarcasm aside, I think it's incredibly empowering. We hear so much about risks we can't control, like age or genetics, but this report is saying that over a quarter of cases are linked to factors we can influence. That's huge. It's a message of prevention.
I see it a different way. I see it as a list of things for people to feel guilty about. It's easy to say be more physically active or keep a healthy weight, but life is complicated. For a lot of people, those things are incredibly difficult to achieve. Does a report like this actually help, or does it just add more pressure?
I think it helps by showing where we should focus our public health efforts. The report also pointed out some stark global inequalities. In high-income countries, mortality rates from breast cancer are actually going down, thanks to screening and better treatments. But in low-income countries, both the number of cases and the mortality rates are rising fast.
Oh, so it's not just about individual choices. It's about access to healthcare, education, and healthy food. That makes a lot more sense. It's a crisis of inequity, not just a crisis of people eating too many burgers.
Exactly. The report is a call to action on multiple levels. For individuals, it's a reminder that small changes can add up. But for governments and health systems, it's a call to address these massive disparities and make it easier for people to live healthier lives.
All right, small changes. I can get behind that. A slightly smaller burger, perhaps.
It's a start. Okay, all this talk about diet and physical activity is making me realize I haven't moved from this chair in an hour. I'm gonna go stretch my legs and find a healthy snack. Give me 20 seconds.
It worked in mice. Worked in mice. That sounds real nice. Sounds real nice. Will it work for you? Let's find out what's true. It worked in mice.
And she's back, probably glowing with the virtue of having eaten a single unsalted almond. Feel better? Did you solve global health inequity during your break?
Very funny. I had an apple, thank you very much. And I feel much more prepared to talk about our next story, which is straight out of a science fiction novel. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
My mind is permanently in a state of unblownness, but by all means, give it your best shot.
Okay, researchers at ETH Zurich have created a jelly-like hydrogel that can be laser printed into bone-like structures to help heal severe breaks.
Jelly bones? You want to fix broken bones with jelly? Did I hear that right? My cynical mind is already having a field day with this one. What's it made of? 97% water and wishful thinking?
Actually, yes, it is 97% water, but that's what makes it so brilliant. Right now, if you have a really bad fracture, the options aren't great. Surgeons can take bone from another part of your body, which means a second surgery and more risk, or they use metal implants, which are super rigid and can loosen over time because they're so much stiffer than natural bone.
So they came up with a wobbly implant. I'm still not sold on the structural integrity here.
That's the genius of it. It mimics the body's own healing process. When you first break a bone, your body doesn't immediately lay down hard tissue. It creates a soft, temporary scaffold, like a bruise or hematoma, that allows repair cells and nutrients to come in. This hydrogel acts just like that initial scaffold. It's soft and permeable.
So you're saying they 3D print a piece of Jell-O, stick it in the gap in your bone, and just hope for the best?
They laser print it with details thinner than a human hair into the precise shape needed. It's designed to attract the right kinds of cells to move in and start building new bone tissue. Over time, the hydrogel itself just dissolves, leaving behind brand new, fully integrated bone. It works with biology, not against it.
I have to admit the laser printing part is cool, but this has to be decades away from being used on an actual human. This is the definition of it worked in mice, isn't it?
It's definitely in the early stages, but the potential is enormous. Imagine customized implants, printed on demand, perfectly tailored to a patient's specific injury. No more harvesting bone from your hip, no more rigid metal plates, just a little jelly scaffold that helps your body heal itself. It's biomaterials engineering at its finest.
I have to admit the laser printing part is cool, but this has to be decades away from being used on an actual human. This is the definition of it worked in mice, isn't it?
It's definitely in the early stages, but the potential is enormous. Imagine customized implants printed on demand, perfectly tailored to a patient's specific injury. No more harvesting bone from your hip, no more rigid metal plates, just a little jelly scaffold that helps your body heal itself. It's biomaterials engineering at its finest.
Okay, I'll give you this one. It does sound pretty cool, but I'm reserving my full excitement until they announce it's available at my local hospital. I'll probably be collecting my pension by then, with my original metal knee implant squeaking every time I walk.
Oh, have a little faith. This is how progress happens. First the lab, then the mice, and eventually the people. It's a long road, but it's an exciting one.
An exciting, very, very long road. So what's the big picture for today? What grand conclusions can we draw from our tour of the health headlines?
I think there's a really clear theme today. It's all about the interplay between cutting-edge technology and fundamental biology. We have wonder drugs like GLP-1s, but they work best when paired with basic healthy living. We have the looming threat of diseases like breast cancer, but we also have the power of modifiable lifestyle factors to reduce our risk. And we have futuristic tech like laser-printed hydrogels, which succeed because they're designed to mimic and support our body's own amazing healing processes.
So my cynical summary is eat a salad, go for a walk, and try not to break any bones for the next 20 years until the jelly printers are ready. Got it. Sounds like the same advice my grandmother gave me, just with more lasers.
I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. The more we learn, the more we realize how wise those basic principles are.
All right, that's all the cautious optimism I can handle for one day. A reminder to everyone listening, we are not doctors. This is not medical advice. We're just two people talking about studies that, for now, mostly worked in mice.
Talk to your actual healthcare provider for any health concerns. Until next time, stay curious.
And stay skeptical.
Sounds real nice.
Will it work?